Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is another video on how to engrave something larger than your laser bed. The original customer wanted it engraved like this in the two halves, and he's decided to engrave it like this, which is going to be a lot easier to have your match on a part of the wood that's not engraved. So I've got the logo, and I've got it P as in for center of the page. Now here's a neat little trick. With nothing selected, hit your rectangle tool twice, click it twice, and that draws you a rectangle around your laser bed exactly. Group everything and hit T as in Tom or top. That puts it to the very top. Now we can delete our box. Now we need this logo a quarter of an inch down, so I'm going to change my nudge factor to 0.25. And we're going to move the whole logo down. Now we need to make an indexing line or a reference line, and you want to start, this is real important to do it in the center of the page, from left to right, holding down your control button and go from edge to edge. Now we're going to nudge down just a little bit, 0.125, and get that down to more in the center of the two objects. Okay, remember that our objects are locked together or grouped together. Let's ungroup all. Let's grab our line and our logo and Control G and then move it down a half of an inch, 0.5. And our line came with it. Now ungroup everything. Grab your line and Control D and make a duplicate and nudge it up that half inch. Now here's what's important. He's got his offset set at 0 or 2.2. We need to set that at 0. That will really mess you up. So Control D and make a duplicate and move it up that half inch. It's still in the center of the page, and that's going to be very important later. Now, without getting that top line, and let's just make sure, get the bottom line in your logo, Control G, get your top line in your logo, Control G. Now let's move this up, and there's our match. It's perfect. Now let's change our nudge distance to 25 inches, and let's get this out of the way. Run this job. You're going to need a piece of wood that is parallel dimension tool from the top of the page to the bottom is 12.61. And you could play around with that before you make your copy and make it 12.5. You know, we could put that line a little bit closer to the top. But for the video, we're going to go with 12.61. Let's get rid of that. And let's run this job. And with this red line, you could designate that red line. And he does have a red dot pointer because he's got an epilogue helix. And it will trace that line and you know your wood's right. So if you put your wood in there, it's a little bit long, take it back out and trim off a piece. And that's if you're a woodworker and have a shop. If you don't, you could have the laser actually cut this out. Or at least, if it's too thick a piece of wood, you can have the laser score that where you know where to make your saw cut. Then bring your logo back in. And this is why those lines needed to be perfect. Select it all and Control G and rotate it 180 degrees. Ungroup it. Move your bottom out of the way and run this one. Now this time your board only needs to be, I'm using the parallel dimension tool, 10.18. And the same thing, you could use your red dot pointer to draw that line. And let's just make sure it matches up when we're through. And there you go. You should have two pieces, a quarter of an inch centered in the page, and everything will be perfect. I truly hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.